going on, everyone? So I'm sure all of you know that the next Pixar movie is coming out next month. That is June, and it is Cars 3, and I'm a huge Pixar fan. So in this video, I'm going to rank all of the Pixar movies. There's a lot of really good ones and a couple ones that I thought were okay, but it's going to be a lot of fun for me to rank these movies because I just love Pixar so much. There's 17 Pixar movies right now, and we're going to be having 18 when Cars 3 comes out. But in this video, I'm only going to have 15 movie rankings here, and you'll understand that at the end of the video. So let's begin the ranking. Number 15. And at number 15, it is Brave. This movie I originally sort of liked, but the plot was very cliche, and it reminded me exactly of actually Shrek 4 and a bunch of other movies just like that. This plot has been told so many times, and that's why it's so low on this list, and it is my least favorite Pixar movie. Number 14. And at number 14, it is the first, Cars. This movie I just feel like did not have that much going on with a storytelling element. It didn't have that much to grasp onto and deeper meanings. So that's why it's also low on this list. And I also feel like after watching the movie a couple times recently, it is sort of like a kid's movie, and many adults wouldn't find this as interesting. It's actually a little bit boring at parts, but I do like how the movie wraps up, so it's not that bad. Number 13. At number 13, it is The Good Dinosaur. Another movie that I feel like the plot, it's okay. I feel like it could have been a little bit better, and they could have done more with the characters here. But the movie itself, I feel like was enjoyable, and I actually was not tearing up, but close to it. There's a lot of good emotion in this movie, and it's a good family movie. Number 12. Here at number 12, it is actually Cars 2. Everybody thinks that the first Cars movie is better than the second one. Actually, I did not mind the second Cars movie at all. In fact, I thought it was kind of cool how they had this whole spy espionage kind of movie. Though it was a little bit stupid, I'll give you that. But I actually had a lot of fun with Cars 2. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. Honestly, if I had to give it a grade, I would probably give it somewhere around 70-75%. It's definitely not that good. It's enjoyable though, for sure. There are some things I feel like they did really well here, and I also like how they brought back the original characters. So overall, I feel like this movie is underrated. Number 11. Number 11 is Monsters University, a movie that I don't feel like really should have been made, honestly. I don't think they needed a sequel to the first Monsters, Inc. because that movie is so good. This one, though, I thought it was okay. The plot itself was not all that investing, but I do love the characters coming back here, especially Sully, because I'm obviously SvenSulley. But the movie itself, I feel like could have had a better plot, but I love the characters here, and some of the parts of this film I really enjoy. And I like how they're in college, and it's also a pretty funny movie. Number 10. This one might seem a little bit too low on this list, but for me personally, this is how I feel about it. And at number 10, it is Ratatouille. I feel like this movie is actually really well thought out, and the plot itself is very well done. The movie itself is very well made. It's just that I feel like this movie was a little bit boring at times and slow, and didn't really interest me as a kid as much as some other movies on this list. But I feel like it was really well done, and it definitely deserved to win Best Animated Film at the Oscars that year. And I love the culinary arts, so I have a tiny little bias. A really well-made movie by Pixar, just it's not better than some of the other classics that Pixar has. Number 9. And number 9 is one of the first Pixar movies ever made, and it is A Bug's Life. The plot itself has been told before in some other movies we've gotten in the past, but still, I feel like this is a good time. I love the characters here. I feel like it's another pretty funny movie, and really creative and interesting too. I like it how they show us the life of a bug. It's something we all kind of wondered, what do bugs do when they're by themselves away from all the humans? It's interesting. Number 8. Number 8 is Inside Out, a really creative movie. I mean, when you talk about creativity, this one takes the cake. Inside Out is definitely a very intriguing, interesting movie about somebody's mind, and that's why I like it so much. I love the character of Riley and all the emotions there. They all had great chemistry as the voice actors, and the plot itself was thinking outside of the box, and that's why it's called Inside Out. I actually really like this movie, and I hope to own it on Blu-ray soon enough. Number 7. Number 7 is the last Pixar movie to hit theaters, and it is Finding Dory, a movie I feel like did not really need to be made, but when I saw it, I was like, Dang, Pixar did a great job in making a Finding Nemo sequel. And yes, Finding Dory is an extremely fun movie, one of my favorite movies of 2016. I was impressed with how they were actually able to come up with a compelling plot. We have all the great characters coming back, of course. We have Dory and Ellen DeGeneres playing her, and she is great in this movie. I like some of the new characters we have here, and the story itself, I found it to be really fun, and I felt like it made sense to be made as a sequel. It was a seamless transition between Finding Nemo and Finding Dory, and I think Pixar did an amazing job with Finding Dory. Number 6. Number 6 has to do with my name. It is Monsters, Inc. We have SvenSulley, and this one, Mike Wazowski, two of Pixar's greatest characters, and this one's about monsters and how they scare people. And there's a lot of good themes in this movie. Honestly, after watching it several times throughout my lifetime, there are a lot of layers to this movie. And this movie, of course, is all about Pixar fun, and it's just a total blast. We also have a great villain in this movie, and when you have a good villain in a Pixar movie, it's magic. Number 5. These are the movies that make Pixar what it is today. And it was extremely difficult for me to choose a winner between all these movies. But at number 5, I had to go with WallE. This movie is also very deeply layered about preserving the earth and the environment itself and what can happen if we don't do that. And it shows the future and how it might end up being if we continue being lazy as a society. And WallE has a bunch of incredible themes deeply layered throughout, and also made a really interesting movie, even though it didn't have that much dialogue, especially in the first 30 minutes, but this movie is actually amazing, and I love WallE, and the movie itself is beautiful looking, and space itself as well is incredible. I love space movies, and WallE makes sense for me why it's this high on the list. Number 4. I love the ocean, and Finding Dory is a great movie, but Finding Nemo is even better. And like I said, I love the ocean, and in this movie, we get to explore the deep blue sea. We are introduced to so many great characters. Of course, we have Nemo, Marlin, and Dory in this movie, and they're all great together, and the overall plot in this one is very sad. I love it how Marlin is trying to find Nemo in this movie. It's very sad throughout, but it's an incredible tale, and the overall moral of the story here is to never give up, especially for the people that you love, and this movie does that so well. If you've never seen this movie before, have you been living under a rock? Number 3. At number 3, it's another pretty sad movie, especially in the first couple minutes, and it's Up. I love Up from beginning to end. I think we have another great villain in this movie, and I love the chemistry between Carl and Russell. They are great together. An old man becoming best friends with a little kid. It's so well done, and also the dog Doug. He's hilarious in this movie. This movie honestly is an amazing film, one of the best animated movies of all time, and it is easily one of my favorite Pixar movies. Number 2. This one, I'm cheating a little bit. I'm sorry I have to do this, but I consider all of these movies equal, and it is the Toy Story trilogy. My God, if you've never seen Toy Story, yeah, you may as well not even be living, because all 3 Toy Story movies are absolutely amazing. All 3 of them, I feel like, are equal. All 3 of them tell equally great stories. The first one introduces us to Woody and Buzz, and it has great meanings behind it and shows how even if we're different, we can still find a way to become friends and get along. The second one is also another great movie. And the third one, too, shows us a great conclusion to this incredible trilogy. And it's extremely sad when these movies end, but I love Toy Story. Everybody, I'm sure, has grown up watching Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 at some point in their lifetime, and I am just floored by all 3 of these movies, and the characters here as well are just incredible. Tom Hanks as Woody is iconic, and then we have Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. 2 iconic characters, probably 2 of the most iconic characters in cinema today. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are all amazing movies. Number 1, and this one you probably saw coming, but nonetheless, my number 1 Pixar movie is The Incredibles. The Incredibles is an incredible movie, huh? Get that? Great action, really great looking animation, especially for 2004. And the movie itself is extremely strong. The plot here is so well thought out. I love the villain in this movie. I feel like he is easily the best villain in the Pixar universe. And my God, just the story here is so well thought out. And I like the story being told here, how superheroes are no longer wanted by the American citizens, and so they become endangered. And then eventually the Incredibles come back as the new superheroes after they were in retirement for a long time. And the story here overall is easily my favorite story in Pixar, and just this movie is amazing. I really don't know what else to say about it. You have to watch it if you've never seen it. It is probably one of my favorite superhero movies of all time as well. It's just amazing. And all the Pixar movies, to be honest, I love them. There are a couple that I feel like I'm 50-50 with, but still, it's Pixar. And I really can't complain much because Pixar is an amazing company that makes amazing movies, and I cannot wait to see what we have here. That is how I rank the Pixar movies, guys. Let me know in the comments what your ranking of the movies are, and also if you're excited to see Cars 3 this summer. Alright guys, so this weekend is actually the opening of Alien Covenant. I don't know if I'm going to see that movie. It looks okay. If I were to see it, I'd probably give it like a 75%. I've heard decent things about it. I don't know if it's worth my money. So if I don't see that, instead I'm going to be reviewing the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, because next weekend is actually the newest Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so I'm looking so much forward to that, and I will definitely be reviewing the first, second, and maybe even third Pirates of the Caribbean movie before I go to see that. Also, I might make a couple other videos here and there to add in time. I'm not really sure, but definitely expect a couple videos between now and next weekend. And Cars 3 comes out this summer. I'm not really sure how I feel about that movie, but hopefully it's okay. The trailer looked really intriguing, so I hope it ends up being a lot better than the first two movies. I love Pixar. I don't really know what they have coming up their sleeve right now, but when it seems like I'm losing hope in them, they always have something that's amazing, and they never seem to run out of any ideas, so I cannot wait. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.